the there was a number of changes that happened at Le Frigo Vert, particularly, I think, specifically in the summer of 2000. There's a new board of directors that came on board, and they hired a new store manager. And these were things to try to revitalize Le Frigo Vert, but it went in a direction that I think became increasingly uncomfortable. The store began to carry supplements. The store began to carry frozen, pre-made meals. The store began to decide to become vegan only, so it eliminated products like organic milk, organic cheese, nice organic yogurts. It invested in a security system, and it started to have a much more corporate ideology, but based around a vegan food politics. So it was vegan first, and then everything else second. And there was no longer a deliberateness and thoughtfulness to every product that was in the store about what its politics were and what its intrinsic value system were, and these kinds of things that before had been really seminal to the life and existence of Le Frigo Vert. But the most symbolic gesture that the Le Frigo Vert made at that time under this new administration was in the fall of 2000, was the decision to get rid of the bulk bins. Because whereas before, the bulk bins in 1997 were like a 1998 probably was when they were installed, were super exciting way to build on what everything the Le Frigo Vert believed in, which was being able to make really healthful choices, educating people about how to eat properly. Removing those was really symbolic of the direction that this new administration was taking Le Frigo Vert. So what we decided to do, and we petitioned, and a number of food activists, and myself as the project coordinator of the People's Potato, I was obviously at the forefront of a lot of this stuff, or amongst a peer group of these things, but we were talking to the board of directors of Le Frigo Vert, trying to say, look, this isn't a direction that a lot of people feel comfortable in, we need to shift. But they were impervious to the petitions that we were delivering, and they felt like they had their own mandate and vision of what they wanted the store to be. So we, according to their constitution, we were able to serve notice of a general meeting, a special general meeting to elect new board of directors. And we had enough people sign off on this who were members, which is every Concordia student was a member of Le Frigo Vert, so we had a lot of students able to sign this petition. And so they were required to have a meeting, a special meeting, where we could elect a new board of directors. And we had a slate of 12 people who were the Bulksheviks, who would kind of recreate a new vision of Le Frigo Vert. And to get into the specifics of that, what it looked like was there was the People's Potato, and we operated as the People's Potato Project Collective that was an autonomous worker-run collective. And what we envisioned was an umbrella organization over us, which would be the Concordia Food Collective, that would support different worker-run autonomous project collectives. And so what we did was we drafted this constitution of the Concordia Food Collective that enshrined the rights and possibilities of each project collective, and invited the staff members of Le Frigo Vert to join the Concordia Food Collective as a project collective. And that's actually what we did. We had a general meeting of the Le Frigo Vert. We instituted a new board of directors who were the Bulksheviks, and they agreed to, at that general meeting, to join the Concordia Food Collective and to become a project collective under the Concordia Food Collective. So it was really an exciting moment there. And whereas before the Bulkshevik Revolution, Le Frigo Vert was sort of mired under this administration, and the employees and staff who worked there were staff and employees, and they were responding to kind of an authoritarian mandate that wasn't something intrinsic to them, something they didn't value. All of a sudden they became empowered to enact their own food politics in that space. And it became another focal point of a lot of food politics activism, but not just food politics activism. It became another central organizing place of the whole political community. It became another radical autonomous space. So that was really, really exciting to again sort of, there was a misstep there with the administration that existed with Le Frigo Vert, and we were able to shift it so that it became this kind of autonomous radical place where the employees controlled the destiny of what was going to happen there. And they were all quite radical people, and then they could be in charge and in control of their own hiring processes, of how they wanted to manage themselves, how they wanted to be accountable to each other, and all of these kinds of things that are really important for workers to figure out amongst themselves.